Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and we are back for some more F1 23 Road to Glory series with Alfa Romeo. We are here for round number 13 of 23 for the Belgium Grand Prix. If not checked out the last video, please go check that out below, or in my channel, because it was a pretty eventful race, but unfortunately we made everything work and we got points from starting last place on the grid. And hopefully we can get out of our little slump at the moment, because the past, let's say, 3 races, the main races, we really haven't been, well, ideal, but we kind of sort of got out of that slump after Hungary after an amazing comeback, so hopefully we can kind of push forward a little bit and not keep into that slump. Anyways, got a little bit of some meetings with the R&D, with the engine manufacturers. Unfortunately, I think we accepted the meeting. I'm not 100% sure what I did, but yeah. Anyways, we got a major upgrade package coming into the car this weekend. Do we get every upgrade? Oh boy, yes we do. Every upgrade has came onto the car for this weekend. We have brought some major weight redistribution, brought some engine upgrades, brought something in the aero, and that is it. So big upgrade package coming on, ready for the next race weekend, which is here in Belgium. A low downforce type track, again, really matters more in your straight line speed and stuff like that. So we are lacking a little bit in the straight line speed. You can see right here we're about 7th in the performance index when it comes to straight line speed, but we have a pretty light car, so I will take that in a matter of fact. But hopefully we can get a little bit of some upgrades on as we head into Monza, because Monza will be a Monza's going to be one where you're going to need all the drag, you need you need the fast car in the straight line. So hopefully we can get some of those upgrades onto Monza. We've been doing a lot of upgrades on the chassis department. I've really been focusing a lot on chassis, and now with the more drag reduction upgrades coming on and the DRS upgrades, we can actually put some more into that as well. So a couple things though that are already I'm not 100% sure, but a couple things as we head into this race weekend. We have a fresh engine and everything like that, so we'll have fresh of power. But anyways, just look at the performance index, and we are actually almost the best car. As you take a look right there, we are that close to Red Bull. That is amazing, but it is just practice, and we go P1 at the moment, but at the same time, performance index sometimes lies to you, so keeping the hopes down a little bit, but so far it looks exciting. But anyways, just look at that P1 to P2, and pretty confident heading into quality. Brand new setup for this weekend, running a lot less wings and stuff like that. So obviously it is a sprint race weekend as well, so it's going to be a chaotic weekend as well, but we'll make the most out of it as we jump into qualifying for Friday. No rain expected for the weekend at all for any qualifying session, sprint, or main race, so let's go have some fun this weekend, and let's jump into quali and see what we can do, shall we? And here we are, ready for qualifying for the Belgium Grand Prix. One of my favorite racetracks in the world. Obviously, it's fun to drive even in the game and other games like Sesto Corsa. I mean, there's so many other games. This track is so much fun to drive on. But obviously, I wish that we do need an update on this track though badly. This track is so not like. Oh man, I hope we get an updated spot soon, because this track it's still a bit like not fun to drive. Well, it is fun to drive, but it's not like, it's not as realistic as everyone wants it, because obviously Spa had that major update in 2022 where the track was a lot different and stuff like that. So hopefully they can bring that in and change the curbs and everything like that. But yeah, Cody's, maybe you could just kind of do that when you bring out the new Singapore layout. You wanna help us out. I mean, I know it's gonna be difficult, but like, Cody's, you gotta update this track. This track has been not updated in a hot minute. But anyways, let's not talk about that. Let's talk into qualifying. Anyways, we go P1 so far in the session, 142.1. So almost in the 141s. That was a very positive first lap, though. Car felt good, and we only really had to do one run. We really didn't be under pressure from a second run, but let's take a look what happened. And we're going to be in the we are in the Q2, a P1 so far in the session, which pretty good. Almost cleared almost a tenth from Verstappen, about Verstappen, and Perez P3, and look at that, Valtteri up to P4 there. He's about 3/10 off from about 2/10 off from Sergio. Looks like here's the guys that are out. Lance Stroll's out, so well, he's gonna make a comeback, shall we? And then you got Yuki Tsunoda, Nick DeVries, Logan Sargent, Nico Hulkenberg. They're also out as well. Both Alpines just make it through. Alpine have really been not been consistent. So yeah, you want to fix your car, Alpine, or you gotta fire Altmar. Here's qualifying too, and we are in the Q2. Valtteri though just got ahead for some reason. The lap wasn't really great. Car did not really feel planted, but here's the guys that are out. Both Alpines out as well. One of the Haas's, one of the Williams, and Fernando Alonso also out as well. So both McLarens get in, and yeah, the lap wasn't really ideal. So big improvements, but to be fair, qualifying isn't really my strongest. So I will give it that to myself. But as we head into our final lap of qualifying, I would like to at least get into pole position. So we go for our final run. And we only did one run. I think the first one was a bit off. I think we used the used set. I think this is a brand new set of tires, so I'm not really sure. But this is actually a new run, but a brand new set of tires. So my apologies. I didn't know if I actually did another run, but we're so far P10. Hopefully we can improve this lap because we'll need it. So as up as we go, up to our bridge already on as we head down into the Camel Straight and heading into the chicane. And so far about a tenth up, almost 2/10, but not really ideal, so I will give it that. Anyways, heading into the next couple of corners, took a little bit too much curb there, got a little bit kind of squirrely a little bit on the exit as we head down into the next couple of corners here, heading through Puan, and not Puan just yet, but you know what I'm talking about. Anyways, through this long part of the track, heading down a little bit off the throttle a little bit. I kind of braked there a little bit because I almost went out wide. And got a bit squirrely as we head through Puan. Not flat out, but just a slight lift. Well, not a slight lift, just a big lift because you know, I mean, you probably could take a real lift, but unfortunately, it doesn't really work like that. As we head down into the next couple of corners, heading through Blanchimont sooner than enough. But anyways, about 3/10 up now, about almost 2/10 now, and this lap's going pretty well. Valtteri Bottas sets the fastest lap of the fastest lap. He set the 141.5, so he's on provisional pole position. We're 3/10 up though. This is not going to be a shot for pole. I don't know where this is going to put us. I don't think we're going to be anywhere near pole position unless we find so many tenths. But as we head through Blanchimont, we go next down into the couple of corners, which is the bus stop chicane. Anything can really happen here. Let's see how much time we can find in the bus stop chicane. Takes a little bit of curb, I had to take it a little bit less. Now it gets really about half a tenth, about half a second. It looks like we have found, but anyways, coming through, and that is P5, I believe. And that is P5. Look at that. And I will take that as a decent lap. That was not a bad lap at all. But Valtteri has set pole position in his Alfa Romeo. Go on, lad. And cleared by at least 2/10, almost about 3/10. But Valtteri pole position. Congrats to you, mate. 3/10 off from Valtteri though. So if we found maybe a little bit more time, maybe if we didn't make that mistake through the chicane and the and heading down into Puan, I think we probably would have been fine. But clearly, just lacking a little bit through that last lap. But honestly, it was a decent lap from my side at least, behind both the Red Bulls and also behind Carlos Sainz. So it's going to be a bit of a task to get around those guys in the sprint race, but we'll make the most out of it happen. I think Max is going to be the guy to. Well, I think both the Red Bulls are going to be a bit of a challenge because that Red Bull's absolutely rapid in the straight line. So, yeah, we'll have to we'll see what happens. But clear of both McLarens, though, this weekend. McLaren, they also, I think they brought some upgrades this weekend, and they really have not shown the pace, but they look so far pretty good. And Oscar Piastri making some big improvements. So, yeah, congrats to you, Oscar, former teammate of back in the F1 22 days. But anyways, there's a look at basically just a lot of the development boosts that have came on for the car as we head into the sprint race. I'm pretty confident in the sprint race. Car feels really good this weekend. We could be in a shot to win this race, honestly. I think we're a bit of an underdog this weekend. So with the pace that we've shown, I think we're in serious contention of winning the sprint race and also the main race. So let's jump into the race and let's go see what we can do around Spa.
Welcome to today's sprint. This is shaping up to be another fantastic weekend. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's sprint. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position, and the smooth operator Carlos Sainz completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Perez, Cowboy, Hamilton, Leclerc, Norris, Russell, Oscar Piastri, Fernando Alonso, Gasly, Ocon, Magnussen, Albon, Hulkenberg, Stroll, Tsunoda, Sargent, and Nick de Vries. Which of these drivers will get pole position today? We'll soon find out.
And there's a look of Max Verstappen. Nice helmet. Very beautiful helmet in real life. And yeah, so far P5 for the start of the race. Obviously, it's going to be an 8-lap sprint race as well, so going to be a bit of it's a bit of a short one compared to a couple of the other sprint races we've had. A lot of them have been 12. I think this is the third sprint race of the year. I could be wrong. I think this is the third. We got 3 more after this, which I believe, yeah, there's 3 more. We got Coda, Qatar, and also Brazil at the end of the year. But anyways, here go the 5 red lights for the sprint race around here in Spa. And it's lights out, away we go for the sprint race. And Perez got a horrible start, did not get off the line very well. Valtteri didn't get a great start either because Carlos Sainz now is under pressure. Sainz is actually putting him under pressure. They make a little bit of contact. It looks like Bottas hit the side of his of Carlos's side pod there with his rear left tire in the left. But unfortunately, we all make it through. We actually jump up. We're now into the podium, which has been, I think this is the first time running in the podium position. So this is honestly going so far week, but here we go, down to the camel straight we go. Carlos Sainz in the slipstream of Valtteri Bottas as well. Bottas is clear. Verstappen's in RDRS, not in RDRS, in the slipstream, and he cannot get close enough though. And we are all gonna live to survive. But anyways, now we have to just kind of stay close with Sainz as well, because obviously I want to win the sprint race as well. But we're gonna play the number 2 role, basically to help Valtteri out, because we'll back up Verstappen if our pace is not really showing to the top 2 guys. So we will back up the pace a lot if we need to. But running out a bit wide there through the next couple of corners, just struggling a little bit with the front end, just a little bit, but it's not really too bad. So I think we'll be all right. I think we'll be fine. But Verstappen is getting a lot of time as we hit through Puan and the next couple of corners. He's gaining. He actually looks really strong through the middle sector and also the last sector. So Red Bull are basically the fastest car this weekend. And again, we're not really going to have, I mean, we have the car to fight them, but at the same time, we're just lacking a little bit in some of the corners. We had now through Blanchimont we go, but Verstappen's going to be all over the rear of us. We're going to have to dump ERS, and well, it looks like I think Verstappen thought about a move, but he had to lift off the throttle. I think that's just what the AI do, though, sometimes, because they have been weird sometimes when it comes to that. They think they can go for a move, and then they don't make it, so they have to do a massive lift. But we brake late and missed the chicane at the bus stop. So we'll have to go at it again. Well, as you can see right here, Bottas leads from Sainz, from me, Verstappen, Hamilton, Perez, I believe as well, and also maybe Leclerc as well, a couple guys in the back. But we are sitting comfortably in P3, and we're actually keeping up with Sainz as well. And Bottas isn't really pulling away from Sainz either, which I kind of did a little bit expect, because the field is so close right now at the front. So it's gonna be a bit of a tight for Bottas to kind of pull away. But anyways, in the slipstream, Sainz is in the slipstream as well. He's actually gaining a lot on Bottas, and Bottas now has to defend. So here comes a side-by-side battle headed through the chicane, as much as we do, and we pause the game. Okay, and then we get back, and they're side-by-sides. We get through the chicane now once again. Bottas gets ahead of Sainz, and he will still stay ahead. Great defense from Bottas, and now we could possibly pounce on Sainz, but we don't really pounce on him just like that, so we'll have to kind of back off on that. But amazing defense from Bottas and amazing amazing driving by both those two guys, and we're just playing the number 2 role, just kind of backing up Verstappen so he doesn't really get close. But Verstappen's probably going to be all over the back of us sooner than later because this guy is absolutely rapid. But anyways, here we go now, then heading down into Blanchimont. Verstappen's guy, he's at the slipstream, and he's going to be all over us, so we're going to be a bit under pressure, I guess you could say. But anyways, if we head now through Blanchimont, bit side by side there a little bit, not too much not too much contact, which is kind of good. But anyways, heading out into the bus stop chicane. Bottas ahead of Sainz once again as we head through lap number 3. DRS is finally going to be enabled now on this lap, so now Sainz is really going to put the pressure on Bottas. We set the fast lap of the race though, but we're putting pressure under Sainz. Sainz has to defend the inside, and thinking about going around the outside. We got the switch back there. Oh, just a bit squirrely there. Got offline a little bit, got into the marbles a little bit there, and Verstappen's actually going to get ahead, and Hamilton could possibly be a threat under us, but we're going to dump ERS and overtake, and we're going to try to get around Verstappen, as I believe the detection zone, we actually were behind Verstappen, so we will get around him. He's got DRS though, so we're going to have to dump overtake to get around him, and I would like P3 back, and here we go. We're going to get around Verstappen for P3. Simple move down on the inside, off the race line as much as we can. Brake late there, a little bit late braking from my side, and give Verstappen a little bit of a squeeze on the exit, and we're going to get ahead. And now we have to try to close that gap down to Carlos Sainz, and Bottas is still leading the race, so what a good way to see Valtteri leading a Formula 1 Grand Prix once again. He has, I don't think the last time he led a, I think the last time he's led a race in real life, I think was, I'm gonna say, I think Brazil 2021, something like that. I'm horrible at remembering what Valtteri has done, but Valtteri could possibly win his last race that he's won was at Turkey, so Valtteri could he win in here a spot? I don't know. Could we shatter his dreams? Probably. Obviously, we've been the much better driver over the season, but here comes Sainz, so all over the back of Valtteri Bottas. We've actually not hitting through close. They're going to be tight through Blanchimont we go, and Verstappen's far back, but he's not too close, and he's probably going to be under pressure from Hamilton there, maybe a little bit. Here comes Sainz, so around the outside of around Bottas, around the bus stop chicane we go. Bottas makes a tough. Sainz can have the inside, head through bus stop, and Bottas just keeps the exit alive, and he had a much better exit because Sainz had to run a little bit of a tighter, where Bottas was able to just, keep it clean on the outside. And if you heard a plane in the background, I apologize, but that just happened. Anyways, here we go, lap 4 now of the sprint race. We're all over the back of Sainz, so we got so much overspeed on Sainz, and here we go, heading down through the Camel Straight. We go down on the off the race line off Bottas, not Bottas, Sainz. Apologies for the botch again. But anyways, around the outside, head through the chicane, and we're gonna get ahead. Fair play for me as we make it fair to Sainz, and we get ahead as we now chase after Valtteri Bottas. So we play the number 2 role to protect them, and Verstappen actually pounced on Sainz. So now we change roles. I'm much faster than Valtteri. I'm so much faster than him. I mean, he's not pulling away, and AI is at 103 obviously as well. But to be fair, I'm running a lot lower downforce compared to what Valtteri's running at the same time. So I mean, everything is kind of a bit. I mean, I feel like Valtteri's straight line speed isn't really ideal, but I'm using much more overtake compared to what he is. So, anyways, heading into Arujo Radion we go, heading down the Camel Straight here once again. We're going to be all over the back of Bottas. This should be an easy overtake. No team orders here down at Alfa Romeo. We're going to get around Bottas here off the race line, get back on the race line. We take the lead of the Belgium sprint race, and we're going to lead the Grand Prix. And I think this is the first Grand Prix we have led, but I could be completely wrong anyways. But Bottas now switched to number 2, and he will sit behind us, and he will try to defend from Verstappen. And we're possibly going to be clear as we head now through the next penultimate lap of the Grand Prix on lap 6. Got the fast lap of the race still, and Bottas is defending from Verstappen. He was still in our DRS though, which is pretty good for Valtteri. I thought Valtteri was going to probably fall out, but no, he's comfortably ahead. But speaking of that, Verstappen's making a move on Bottas, and Hamilton's got around Sainz, so Sainz is probably suffering from a little bit of deg here, just a little bit. But Verstappen's going to be in the DRS, and look how much time Verstappen has found. Look how much time this man has gained all over us. He's jumping. He's got so much straight line speed, which is so much helping him. He's in the toe. He's in the slipstream. He's gonna have an easy run on us. I don't think we can't really defend too much. But anyways, heading down through bus stop, and now finally now approaching the penultimate lap of the Grand Prix. I think Verstappen's gonna easily get around us here for the last 2 laps of this Grand Prix. I think Verstappen will be clear of us at the moment, but we're going to keep it tough, though. And I think, honestly, if we just let him go for this lap and we just stay close to him, we can get DRS through the next couple of corners. But Verstappen's going to have DRS here. We just have to kind of see how much overspeed he's got and see if we defend that. If we try to defend around the outside, it could be a bit of a difficult one for him to swallow. But obviously, it will make it difficult. But anyways, here comes Verstappen, though. Look at the overspeed he's got. He's got so much overspeed. We might late break here down into the chicane. I can't remember the name of the chicane, honestly, by heart. And, oh, just a little bit of a snap there once again. But Verstappen gets ahead, heading down into the next couple of corners. And Verstappen leads so far from us, and we're going to have to stay close with him as much as we can. We actually can stay pretty close with this Red Bull, too. It's not like we're far off from the Red Bull. We're close to this Red Bull, so we can easily make another run on him as we head down into the next couple of corners. But as we need a good run down into Blanchimont we go, and we should have a good run. And we're just dumping a little bit of DRS, and you can just, not DRS, overtake, but you can see how much Verstappen gains heading down, heading almost into, basically at the start of Blanchimont. You can just see how much time he's found, and this is absolutely amazing. And by what his Red Bull can do. But anyways, last up of the Grand Prix now. Here we go. Verstappen versus me, the rookie, versus the vet. As we head down into the Camel Straight we go. I'm going to have so much. I'm going to have DRS. I'm going to have the slipstream on Verstappen. Verstappen's going to defend the inside, but it's just a matter of who's got the straight line speed. But there's no need to dump overtake because of the straight line speed, which is kind of rare because we don't have too much straight line speed. But anyways, around the outside, and we get the move done. We now take the lead of the Grand Prix, and we're going to lead the sprint race as we now approach the last lap. Do we stay ahead? It's going to be a bit tough, though, because, again, Verstappen could easily make a move. We had to correct the car just a little bit. It had a little bit of understeer through that corner, just scrubbing speed a little bit through that part of the track there once again. But anyways, Bottas is in third as well. Bottas could pounce on this, but I don't think he's too far back, though. So it's now just a battle between me and Verstappen. Bottas, though, is playing the number 2 role, keeping it fighting. He's fighting his former teammate, Lewis Hamilton. So he's making it tough for Hamilton. I will give him that. But as we head down into Blanchimont for one final time in the sprint race, Verstappen is going to be all over the back of us. I think he's going to have so much straight line speed here once again. He's going to get in our toe. He's going to dump so much overtake here once again. Anyways, keeping it tough, though. Just had a little bit of scrub speed there, a little bit, because it was a bit of a tighter line through that corner, but we hit those bus stop chicane. We're going to survive to live the fight another day. We held the pressure. We started P5, and we're going to get P1 in the sprint race. We win the sprint race. First win of the season. Let's go.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for all your hard work out there. That was a really strong drive and a great finish. Well done.
What a weekend so far. What a weekend. We win the main race, the sprint race. It's not the main race. We want to win the rain, but that is a strong start to the weekend. Valtteri bringing home in P3, so podium from him. Podiums for both the Alphas. Alfa Romeo's first podium, I believe, in a hot minute. I think I don't know. Remember the last time Alfa Romeo got on a podium. And man, it's been a long time coming for him, but from where we were at the start of the season to now, it is just incredible on how much we've gained and stuff like that. But what a start of the weekend. I'm just kind of speechless right now at the moment. But pole position for the main race, and it's gonna be tough though with Max. That is the main thing. 22 laps around Spa. Gonna be a bit tough. Tires were a bit off a little bit, but I think we can do it. We gotta play it safe, keep it clean, and let's go have a good sprint race, and let's go. Yeah.
Welcome then, as we take a step back into the nostalgic golden days of motorsport. Spa is unashamedly a throwback, and all the better for it. Climbs, drops, sharp turns, chicanes, sweeping high-speed corners, all while taking in some of the most beautiful scenery that Europe has to offer. This might sound like a travel brochure, but it's not. It's a race day. Welcome along to Spa-Francorchamps for the Belgian Grand Prix. So here we are once again, ready to go racing through the Ardennes forest. 4.35 miles of long straights, fast corners and massive elevation changes. It makes this not only one of the most exciting circuits on the calendar, but one that makes for some consistently high quality racing as well. Simply put it, there's no place quite like it. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Cowboy lines up on pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Bottas, Hamilton, Sainz, Perez, Leclerc, Norris, Russell, Fernando Alonso, Oscar Piastri, Gasly, Ocon, Albon, Hulkenberg, Stroll, Magnussen, Tsunoda, Sargent, and Nick de Vries. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway.
Alright, and Crofty's mic goes out once again, so we'll do our commentary for Crofty. But yeah, so far, seeing the pre-race, everything else like that, very, very good way to start just this whole weekend. But here we go for the strategy screen. Thinking about going to the mediums to the hard. Again, the same thing is though, we got, like I said, we could run the soft, but with how much my driving style, I get so, like, it's just me being too aggressive on the power. I'm just not, I just have a bad feeling about the soft, and just look at the drop off that we have. It's just too much, and going to the mediums will help. But it also will, if Verstappen those guaranteed to start on soft tires. But if Verstappen's softs fall off, then we can get back into the play. But he could possibly go to mediums though, which is what I don't want to happen. But if it does happen, it's going to be a tight race. So we got to see what happens. But hopefully we can shatter the dreams of Verstappen winning at basically basically one of his home Grand Prix, because he was born here, and I'm pretty sure he was born here in Spa. Here we go, 5 red lights, and we're now underway for the Belgian Grand Prix. Valtteri had again another horrible start, like he had in Austria, and once again that continues on. So poor start for Valtteri, but we get a decent jump off the line ahead of Verstappen so far. A great start from our side, and Verstappen's, look at this man, he's all over the back of us already. And to be fair, the AI got an amazing start when it comes to race starts, so props to him. But anyways, here comes Verstappen already down on the Camel Straight. Look how much straight line speed that Red Bull's got. We gave him a little bit of a squeeze, though. I think he's got a bit on the grass there, just a little bit. And it's still side by side as we down through the chicane we go. And we get it tight, and maybe a little bit too tight, and we get ahead. Thankfully, we stay ahead actually, and we're gonna still lead lap 1, but 22 laps to go. 22 laps in this race. It's gonna be tough, so we gotta make the fight easy and fair. But Verstappen's not really gonna Verstappen probably won't really like that we're gonna be defending so much from him. But we want this win so much. Verstappen wants this win. It helps him pull away in the championship. But obviously we want our win, and to lead a Grand Prix is just rare in this car, because you know at the start of the season we were a midfield car, and now we're already up here into one of the tops, which maybe I do need to decrease the resource points rate, because to be fair, I think Valtteri's experience is helping us develop this car. But we'll consider that after the summer break if we do it, and maybe we will do it. I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, here we go down into the next, heading through Blanchimont. We go. Verstappen's all over the back of us. Verstappen's gonna. Oh, he thought about a dummy though a little bit. I thought he was gonna shoot to the inside then the outside. But fortunately, he has been into the bus stop chicane, and we're going to lead a Grand Prix. We're going to lead a main Grand Prix. We love the sprint race, and we're now going to lead the main race. So we lead ahead of Verstappen. Sainz, Hamilton, Leclerc, and I don't really know where Bottas is, but he's somewhere in that train. So Valtteri, once again, another horrible start from him as we head out to turn number 1. And it's just rare, though, that Valtteri's been having all these bad starts, because, I mean, I won't lie, like, he's not really been, like, his race starts really just, and even in real life sometimes, he's be having some nightmare of starts, but eventually he crawls his way up the grid. But his pace is he's got pretty strong race pace, I will give him that. But anyways, all over the back of Verstappen we go, and Verstappen got around us down the Camel Straight. We really couldn't defend from that Red Bull, it was just too much. So I'll let you go as we have down through Blanchimont, and Sainz is going to be all over the back of us, same as Hamilton and Leclerc. Well, Leclerc and Hamilton are kind of battling though for basically just those positions, but Leclerc's been getting, to be fair, I think the past couple races, Leclerc's been getting his ass handed to him by Sainz. So it's kind of weird, but he's been yeah, poor Leclerc. He's poor Ferrari fans. They're not liking this. But anyways, heading down into the next couple of corners we go. On lap 3, DRS has finally been enabled. We're still in the DRS of Verstappen, but I don't know how much long we're gonna be able to stay in this DRS because Verstappen's pace is just too much to handle, and it's gonna be tough for me to stay with him. So I think right now we're gonna have to just kind of back off, let him go, and then kind of crawl back on him maybe later in the race. And if we can't, that's fine, because I mean, this car has just been the fact that, I mean, like I said, this car is quick, but again, I mean, I know theoretically we could fight at the front, but I honestly didn't even expect to be fighting in the front, because sometimes the performance index lies to you a lot. It lied to me a lot in F1 22, so, and F1 2021, I will not lie to that. It actually lied a lot in previous games, but it looks like this year the performance index is giving you the truth, which is kind of weird. So I don't know. Maybe just low downforce really suits our car. Maybe high downforce doesn't really suit the car. I don't know, but we'll take a closer look. But anyways, let's focus on this race right now. So anyways, Verstappen lead by 1.2 seconds. Comfortably ahead so far at the moment. We can easily crawl back on him. Let's head through Pool on we go. Verstappen's gaining so much time though through basically right here. These left rights, and I think it's because that car just suits him so much, and that he's able to carry so much speed. Right there though, he finds so much speed. I don't know if he dumps overtake through that corner or something, but we have to crawl at him back. So we dump overtake through Blanchimon, and then we get him a little bit through the bus stop, but not too much. But anyways, just look at what look at just a TV cam heading through Blanchimon. You can just see, look at this gap. First, I think that is Perez right there. That's in the back of that train. But you look at that train right there. 4-car battle between Sainz, Hamilton, Leclerc, and that was yes, that was Verstappen. And George Russell is actually behind Bottas. So yeah. So Bottas looks like he's running in P7. So had a nightmare of a start. But anyways, we're calling back on Verstappen. His soft tires are really falling off now, which is kind of what I expected to. But again, we just can't get close enough to him. So I think we kind of just have to sit back and relax at the moment. And that's kind of what I'd be doing sometimes in the middle of these races, where I don't want to push too much because I don't want to really ruin my tires. But I mean, if I'm just trying to get close, I gotta get close. So it's just, yeah. I mean, I won't lie. This race I basically pushed. I basically have been pushing a lot this race. So I will give it that. And obviously the sprint race, the sprint race you kind of have to push kind of every lap unless you have a good gap. But heading through now, got a little bit close to Verstappen, not too close though, and got a retirement though. Nico Hülkenberg's out of the session. So tough break for him. We got, I believe, some cars have came into the pit lane though, kind of more in the back. So we got, I think that is Stroll, and well, wasn't that one of the Haas's, and the Williams and the Alpines. So basically, Alpine just became a back marker. They have been the start of the season. They've been so good, and now they're just one of the worst teams on the grid. And even again, just in this game, not saying in real life, but they've been in a bit of a slump in real life too. But we don't really care for Alpine right now. No one really cares them. You're just mid. Except the fact, Alpine, you're mid. And Alfa Romeo is better than you. But anyways, here we go into the pit lane. We go, and Verstappen, a good stop. But he gets held up though. From, it looks like a couple other guys came into the pits. I think that was Leclerc and Hamilton that came into the pits. So a bit held up there. But a couple other guys come into the lane though. Alex Albon though, he's in the lane as well. So props to you, Alex, or Albano. Williams have made some good upgrades. I will give them that. Williams have been making a little bit of a comeback, and they're coming up. Anyways, he's going to be a threat from, guess who it is, Lance Stroll. And I think that Stroll is still on those soft tires, though, and I think he still is on the soft tires. Just take a look at what Valtteri was. He was still P4. But as we come to the pit lane, a tricky pit lane to enter. In practice, I actually hit the inside wall. Thankfully, there was no damage, though, but we hit the inside wall, and we not too much damage, but we just, a bit tough. But and now into the lane we go, and well, take a look at that. Good stop from the boys, but Verstappen's gonna be clear. There's no way in hell we're gonna be able to get ahead of him. But we are under threat from Charles Leclerc now. Leclerc has actually jumped us, so the undercut has worked fantastically for that Ferrari, and being the customer team, we're gonna be all over the back of Leclerc. And we got fresher tires. Leclerc's on the mediums though, to keep it fact. So Leclerc's gonna be probably all over our butt. But anyways, DRS enabled, and around the outside, down the inside on Leclerc, and move is done and dusted. So let's go up into P3, or yeah, P3 still, because Bottas has not pitted yet. On lap 12 though, 10 to go as we approach. So it's gonna be a bit of a tricky gap though to get down on Verstappen, but Verstappen's on the mediums, and like I said, I said in the beginning, if he goes to the hards, it's going to be tough to claw back at him. But if he went to the mediums, though, his mediums are going to fall off later in the race. We could be in contention to win this race, but we have to push like hell the last lap. We cannot waste any time. We need to push like hell, and I think we can. I personally think we can. I don't think that I don't think Verstappen's gonna I don't even think Verstappen really can I don't know how much the Red Bull is gonna burn, but his tires will probably burn off quite a lot. But anyways, we're under pressure from Leclerc though, sent through Blanchimont we go, and we're gonna stay ahead thankfully. But Leclerc is not making this easy though. He's making it tough, and Charles Leclerc has really been. I think he's kind of been a bit annoyed because, you know, I mean, the main Ferrari has not been really ideal this season in real life and also in our Road to Glory series, and he's like, what the hell's going on? I'm losing to we're getting beaten by our customer team. Explain this to me. And Sainz is, I don't know what happened to Sainz. He might have retired actually. I think he did actually. I'm pretty sure he did. I can't really remember. To be fair, I don't really remember what happens because I don't really show for much of the retirements as much as I used to, because there's really no point, to be honest. But it is kind of cool though to see who is retiring from the Grand Prix for safety car reasons. Obviously, if someone is retiring from the safety car reasons, yeah, I would show it. But so far, 2 retirees. Looks like, I believe that is Leclerc and not Leclerc. I think that is Hulkenberg, and as well Sainz. So anyways, lap 18. Fast forward a lot because basically the middle of the race was kind of a bit boring. I don't think anyone would really want to watch me driving around. But anyways, Hamilton gets around Perez, but look at the gap, 1.7. Verstappen's tires have fallen off so fast, and you know what? I am in serious contention to rob this race win from him. I am in serious contention of winning this race. But here's the thing though, Verstappen's able to gain so much time through certain parts of the track. We're not able to. But again, if we got so much we got the straight line speed though. Just, it's weird though, because some parts of the track though, we got so much straight line speed over him. So it's like, it's weird, but it's mainly when we dump the overtake, we get him. So it's gonna be a bit of a tricky task though to get close to Verstappen with 3 to go. But I think we can do it. I don't think Verstappen's pace is really gonna be like outstanding like that, but I think we're in serious contention of robbing Verstappen. I think we're in serious contention, to be honest with y'all guys. I think we are, and Verstappen ain't gonna like this because we're gonna ruin his hopes at his home race. And I don't think anyone. I personally, I don't think who would. I mean, his home race is obviously everyone wants to win their home race. But I don't think he will be able to do it because he's gonna be struggling, and he's struggling a lot though on those mediums. His pace is not really strong. Our pace though, superb race pace. I am very much happy with ours. But anyways, we're gonna get an amazing run though through the next couple of corners with 3 to go. Verstappen's gonna be a bit of annoyed here right here because he's not gonna have the straight line speed. But approaching now almost the last lap of the Grand Prix, and well, it's going to make it tough. But anyways, just take a look at a couple of the battles that have been going around the track. Leclerc's still sitting P3, got the fast lap of the Grand Prix. Bottas has got around, I believe that is Fernando Alonso, and George Russell's actually got past him. So Bottas has not really been having the greatest of days, I guess you could say. But we're fighting for a win, and Bottas is like in P8 basically. I think that he's P8 or P7. I think he's P8 actually at the moment. Or nope, P7. My apologies, but it's gonna be tough for him. So to get around to close that gap down. But he's made a fair fight though to get around. I believe that is Fernando Alonso. That should be Alonso. I don't think it is Lance Stroll. So if it is Lance Stroll, I'll be very, very surprised. But Who really knows? But anyways, penultimate lap. Look at the time. Almost near in the DRS. But we gotta stay close though, because we're maybe just gonna be a little too far back, and I don't want to be too far back, because I like to get into I like to stay in the DRS for the last lap to have a good slingshot off into basically the Camel Straight, because the Camel Straight is basically the best overtaking spot. Blanchimont is a good spot to overtake too if you just kind of keep it fair and you dump to the ERS, but honestly, it's gonna be tough because Blanchimont is very tight to pass, but if we send it down to the bus stop chicane, I think Verstappen would defend the inside, which is smart. But anyways, here we go. TV cam time for the last lap of the Grand Prix. Let's take a look and see what happens. But last lap of the Grand Prix, do we get Verstappen? That is the main question. We're going to be chasing over the back of Verstappen. And Leclerc is probably not going to like this because Ferrari have not really been the greatest season. And he's going to see a customer team possibly win here. But heading through Rouge right now we go. Verstappen gets a good exit, but we're dumping so much overtake here. We're actually going to we're going to get the run here. On Verstappen we go. In the DRS, in the slipstream we go. Dumping so much overtake here. Here we go. Down on the inside. We hit through the Camel, and not the Camel Straight. Into the thing though. Verstappen, a little bit of contact there. We actually hit contact though, and we actually lose a little bit of front wing end plate. But it's not bad. It's not bad damage. So we're going to keep it going. We give him a little bit of a squeeze there once again. And we're going to take the lead of the Grand Prix on the last lap. But we're going to be still under pressure from Verstappen. How do I know? I just know because we're going to really feel this lack of front end right here because, oh my god, we're just losing so much time right now because of that broken front wing. Verstappen had to like correct the car a little bit, and it's weird that the AI do that because I don't really like when they do that, but the AI do that still, which is so stupid, but we're still ahead. I'm not complaining about that. We are still ahead as we go. But anyways, heading through Blanchimont we go. Verstappen's going to have an amazing run, but we're going to defend as much as we can. I don't care. He made contact. I'll defend as much as we can from Verstappen. We're going to shatter his home race here. We're going to shatter his dreams here and at Spa. We keep it fair. We started P1, and we're going to finish P1. We didn't have the greatest of pace today. We had great pace, but we didn't have the pace of the Red Bulls. And we're going to come across the checker flag, and we're going to win here at Spa. We win Alfa Romeo, their first race. What a weekend.
Ah, fantastic drive. That's just fantastic. Amazing. You deserve that race win. Well done, mate.
What a great race then, and a magnificent victory here at the Belgian Grand Prix. What do you think it was today, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition?
I feel like consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap after lap. If you can do that, you can capitalise on other people's errors without making many of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the field.
Alfa Romeo Racing in the #1 spot on the podium today. A thrilling race and an excellent result for this team who've never stopped fighting for that top step.
America, baby. What the hell is a kilometer? And there we go, P1. What an amazing weekend. Honestly, I just don't know what to say. The upgrades we brought this weekend have made this car so quick. Heading into the summer break, it feels good just to get a win. And honestly, I didn't even expect to win. I didn't expect to win at all this season, to be honest with you. I knew we were gonna be close. I expected a podium, but I didn't expect a win. I expected maybe like one podium, but a win is just on a different level. And with the fact that we did that is just incredible. I can't believe it. Almost got max payout. We just missed out on the fastest lap. We could have had the advantage of 34 points, but we get the max of 33 the whole weekend. Just what a result. What a result. And McLaren, they've really just been a bit in a struggle boat. Alex Albon gets points though for Williams, but let's take a look here. Look at that gap to Lando. A good gap, and we are closing that gap down to Fernando Alonso slowly but surely. But I'm speechless. I'm just glad that we were able to win something, just to get something It's incredible. But that's all I got in today's video. And that's all we got so far in this race. Very good weekend. Very much happy with the result. And as we head into Zanval, a high downforce type track though, so I don't know how quick we are going to be, but we're going to make it tough though. But anyways, thank y'all for watching this video. If you guys would support the channel, please like and subscribe. That'll be greatly appreciated. I love you all. If I could try to subscribe back to everybody that subscribes to me. But have a good rest of your day, y'all. Stay safe out there, and I'll see y'all in the next one.